Welcome to Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for Miami-Dade and Broward High School baseball. I'm Uncle Muggs, and alongside me is none other than Anthony Chappi Castillo.
My man Muggs, it is great to be on the show again. And this week, we crowned some district champions, and I got some great content and great footage for all of the games from the district semis and district finals.
And I can't wait to see him, but first, let's pay some bills. Today's show is brought to us by our good friends at Florida State Tentless Termite Treatment. You can forget about the hassle of tenting and evacuating your home. The tentless treatment means no disruption to your life. Florida State solutions are eco-friendly, pet-friendly, and safe for your family. And it targets termites right where they live, deep inside of your home. So call Florida State today and get your free inspection. They've been keeping Florida homes safe for over 25 years. Call them at 305-669-9292. Okay, Chappie, it's time for the first pitch player spotlight. What do you have for us this week?
This week is an extensive list. I'm very happy and very proud and pleased to mention all these players and all these games this week. It was highlighted with some star-studded performances. Let's start with some district semifinal action. We're going to start at Palmetto versus South Dade. This game was played at Southwest. And we're going to look over with some class of 2025s. Palmetto led this game into their offense with a class of 2025, Chris Dixon, and another class of 2025, Chris Batres, who each notched a hard line drive or loud barrels this week. And they unfortunately was not enough to capture that district final. But on the mound for them was another 2025 named Max Sotolongo, who mixed it up, showed a low 80s fastball, nice little breaking ball, and this kid pitched his cojones, like I like to say. He pitched his cojones out, and I give him all the credit where credit is due against a really tough South Dade team. Another district semifinal that I went to look over was at Ferguson versus Coral Gables. This game was highlighted by a masterful performance by a class of 2025, Julian Saavedra, for the Coral Gables Cavaliers. He not only did he pitch a gem, but this kid also had an incredible diving play that kept the momentum for Coral Gables. And he ended up giving up the rock in the sixth inning to a class of 2025 right-handed pitcher, Kevon Caffey. This kid is a long-levered, athletic profile kid on the mound. Showed a lot of presence. This kid came in and showed a really good breaking ball, mixed it up and closed it out, led Coral Gables into their district finals appearance. Now let's move over to a district finals matchup, which was a very star-studded and highlighted matchup over at True North with the Westminster Christian Warriors and the True North Titans. A pair of 2026 athletes for Westminster were highlighted. On the mound, Aaron Hernandez, a class of 2026 left-handed pitcher who's committed to Wake Forest. This kid was mixing up a really good fastball, changeup, breaking ball, tunneling that fastball off his changeup. Unfortunately, Aaron was not enough to notch this victory. Another 2026 for Westminster was Ray E. Lopez, a utility player who plays infield, but in this game was playing outfield. This kid is a 5-tool prospect and also a first pitch certified athlete hoping to be moved into the next level. For the True North Titans, it was highlighted by a stellar performance on the mound by William Foss, a 2026. Took the mound for TNT and they notched their first district final and championship and title in their history over there. So congratulations to True North in notching not only their district final, but notching a ticket into the regional. Looking over to another stellar showdown and another district final was the Southridge Spartans versus the Ralph Suarez-led Doral Firebirds. Southridge took to the mound a class of 2026 left-handed pitcher Amari Davis, who continues to show his ceiling every week. This kid started off the week and the season with his velo between the low 80s to 84, and now in this week 9 district finals, he was up to 88 on the mound with a high mid-70s breaking ball with good depth. Really, really impressed with this kid's ceiling and how far he's grown and developed. A class of 2025 that also turned some heads was a catcher utility. His name is Hector Colon. Hector Colon turned on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that would have been out in plenty of ballparks here in Dade County. And this kid is electric, a spark plug player, and this kid has a lot of sneaky power. If I'm not mistaken, that was his 4th home run on the season. For the Firebirds, it was led by the one and only, the class of 2025 commit, Gabo Milano, who hit an absolute nuke that is gone in major league stadiums. This kid is the catalyst, and he is the heart, in my opinion, of this ball club, and he's been stellar throughout the year for them. And on the bump for them was a future major league draft prospect, class of 2025, Arizona State commit Marcelo Rodriguez, who helped the Firebirds win another district title and notched their ticket into a regional qualifier. Now let's highlight some first pitch certified athletes who are ready to make their commitment soon. Class of 2025, Andrew Sanchez, infielder out of Florida Christian. He's been a stud for Florida Christian, consistent up the middle for that ball club, great bat-to-ball skills, and he's ready to make a commitment. We got a pair of class of 2025 athletes at Barbara Goldman. Daniel Nunez, a first baseman, third baseman with a lot of raw power, and catcher Anthony Martin, strong, stout catcher, shows a lot of knack to barrels and clutch performances for Goldman this year. A class of 2026 catcher from Coral Park, Kevin Alonso, another first pitch certified student athlete, stout catcher who shows gap-to-gap approach and a plus arm. We're looking forward to this student athlete and looking forward to landing him a spot in the next level. Thank you guys for an amazing district semifinal and district finals week. You guys were incredible, and congratulations to all the teams that who left it all out there, because I know a lot of teams left it all out there, even though you guys didn't come up with the final goal, which was to win it all and win a district final. But a lot of great teams, a lot of great competition, and congratulations.
Well, Chappi, once again, tremendous footage, a lot of content. And I'll tell you, if you are an uncommitted player or a junior, I don't know what you're thinking about. You got to get a hold of this guy right here.
Yeah, my class of 2025 advisory board still remains open. If you're a class of 2025 looking to play college baseball, your season's over or it's about to end, make sure to reach out to me and DM me.
We'll be right back with a weekly recap of scores and highlights when we come back to Inside the Park right after this. Welcome back to Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for South Florida high school baseball. I'm Uncle Muggs, and alongside me as always is Chappi Castillo. And Chappi, we now have some teams that can call themselves champions.
Yes, and there were some big-time upsets and some battle royales throughout the week. Some teams managed to wrestle away or people's elbow their way into a title. And for all those opponents that were put in a sleeper hold, this week we're only calling out the champions. So if you were a champion, you're going to be on the show.
Well, Chappi, unfortunately, I'm not a champion myself, but I have somebody on standby who is a tremendous champion, and he's going to come and help us out this week.
Really?
With the spotlight, yeah.
How many championships does he have?
Oh, this guy's a 16-time champion. Hold on, wait till I get him.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, Ricardo, are you there?
Ricky.
Hold on. Rick's coming. Woo! You called for champion?
16 times.
You call for a champion?
16
You
times.
got yourself a champion. A 16-time heavyweight champion of the world. Ricardo Flair here to do the weekly recap. Woo! How you doing, Chappi?
Are you the 1990s professional wrestler, the Nature Boy Ric Flair?
That's right. Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo! You wanted a champ, you got a champ. I'm the limousine riding, private jet flying, 16-time world champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo! Let's do the recap show.
All right, Ricardo. Do you even play baseball?
Woo! Chappi, I don't play baseball, but I've been known to touch them all, if you know what I mean.
Okay, Ricardo. You want to start the weekly recap?
Sure, let's get into it. The weekly recap. Woo! District semifinals got underway on Monday, and the FSPN cameras were at the 7A District 16 semifinal between the Coral Reef Barracudas and the Southwest Eagles. Man, these Eagles put the Barracudas in a headlock from the first inning, and the Cudas tapped out, losing 10-1.
In the second semifinal game, held at Andre Dawson Field at Southwest, between the Palmetto Panthers and the South Dade Bucks, Palmetto jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. The Bucks managed to tie the game at 2, but in the bottom of the sixth, they went looking for a district hero. They found one in Juan Mora. The lefty, he hits a 2-run bomb, puts Palmetto in a headlock. South Dade, they went 4-0, setting up a district championship between Southwest and South Dade.
On Thursday's 7A District 16 final, the Southwest Eagles defeated the South Dade Bucks 7-2 to become the 2025 district champions for Class 7A. And I'm very happy for Mandy, George, and JC, and all of the coaches and the players and parents and the entire Eagle family. You guys deserve it. Enjoy this one. And Chappi, I've gotten to know this group pretty good. And these guys are a really cool group. So a shout out to Caleb, Albert Bell, Euclid, AJ.
Euclides, let's go.
Tyler, my boy number 23 over at third base, Mike C, Pedro, Brandon White. You can't forget Agüita Reyes.
Agüita? They call him Agüita?
Yeah, that's his nickname. I'll tell you about it later. It's a long story, and it's really not appropriate for television.
Congratulations to the Southwest. I'm very happy for those boys and that bunch. Back-to-back for the district championship is a great feeling.
So, woo! To you guys over there in Southwest. Keeping it here in Class 7A District 15, the semifinals were your Ferguson Falcons against the Coral Gables Cavaliers. And what happened to the Falcons?
I don't want to talk about it.
I'll tell you what happened. They ran into the Coral Gables Cavalier team. Woo! They were ready. The Cavs jumped out to a 3-1 lead and held on to beat Ferguson 3-2. And that sent the Falcons back to their corner. Gables earned their way to play Columbus in the championship game.
Antonio Rodriguez and the Cavaliers end their season with a 12-12 record.
In the other 7A semifinal game, the Columbus Explorers put the Stingarees of Miami High in a figure-4 leg lock and beat them 10-0. And in the championship game, it was no surprise. The three-time defending champs Explorers, they took the title beating the Cavaliers. So, woo! To the Explorers.
Yeah, the Explorers, they continue to dominate, continue to show why they are the cream of the crop.
In the 7A District 14 semifinal, the Breezy Boys of West Broward defeated the Goldman Gators 3-1, and Cypress Bay beat the Hialeah Gardens Gladiators 2-0, setting up the championship game on Thursday between the Breezy Boys and Cypress Bay. And it would be West Broward that would walk away the champs, winning 4-1. So congrats to the Bobcats and woo to you guys.
Yeah, the Breezy Boys, led by Manuel Sarcos and Isaiah Del Valle, they get their district final. And it's great to see those boys competing and notching their ticket to a regional qualifier.
Let's move over now to Class 6A, District 16, where the Doral Academy Firebirds found themselves in a familiar place in the district finals. After beating Miami Beach 12-2 in the semis, the Firebirds would face the Southridge Spartans, a team that was fresh off of an incredible upset over Braddock 12-3 in their semifinal. And Chappi, I told you last week, when the Spartans throw Isaac Vidal, it's lights out for their opponents. Woo! Thursday's championship final held at Doral Academy. This would turn out to be an epic game that you could see right here on FSPN. This game would have lead changes, home runs, and controversy. At the end, the Firebirds prevailed and got past the Spartans 6-5 to become the 2025 6A District 16 champions. So, woo! And congrats to the Firebirds.
I was also at that game as well, and I saw a bomb by Gabo Milano and some great talent all around. I'm really excited, and I'm happy to see that the Doral Prep came out on top to notch their ticket into a regional qualifier.
So, woo! To Gabo Milano over there. Heading over to the highly anticipated Class 5A District 16 final game, we all knew it would be a battle between the Varela Vipers and the Mater Academy Lions. Both teams had no problems in their semifinals. Varela gave a flying dropkick to Hialeah High and beat them 11-1. And Mater shut out Everglades 5-0, setting up the championship game that everyone has been waiting for all season long. Woo! The Varela Vipers would be the home team at Mater's house because of seeding, and the Vipers sent Andy Espinoza, the sophomore, to the mound. Espinoza had shut down these Lions less than a month ago, giving out 11 croquetas in 4 innings. This time, the Lions would have the final say. The Vipers gave up the lead early with a couple costly errors, but they managed to tie the game 3-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And then in typical Mater Lion fashion, they scored 1 run in the top of the 7th inning, and the Lions, they already had some good pitching performances earlier that day from their starter Alfred Rosario and reliever Gabo Granadillo. Head coach Bencomo and the Lions needed just 3 outs to become the district champions, and they put the ball in the hands of the junior closer Adrian Peña. Peña came in and struck out the side in the bottom of the 7th inning, and woo! He gave the Mater Academy Lions their 4th consecutive Class 5A District Championship. So congratulations to the Lions. Woo!
Yeah, congratulations to the Lions and that chin music that they gave to Varela. Moving over to Class 4A District 15, it was American Heritage Patriots defeating Somerset Academy 7-2 to become the 2025 Class 4A District 15 champs. So congratulations to the Patriots. Woo!
Hey, that's my line, bro. Congratulations to American Heritage for their 5th consecutive district title. In Class 4A District 16, it was Jesse's Wolverines that found themselves in the district final game against the Key West Conchs. After beating Terra 10-0 at home, on Wednesday, Belém had to go all the way down to Key West for the championship. Vinny Moline threw a complete game 1-0 shutout with 8 croquetas, and Key West will host the regional next week, and woo! Congrats to the Conchs.
Yeah, playing in Key West is like the Undertaker when he just grabs you by the throat and choke slams you. That's literally how it feels.
Let's move over to Class 3A District 16 and the battle-tested Killian Cougars. They faced their district rival, the Sunset Knights. And Cougar Nation had this game under control 2-0 going into the 5th inning. And that's when A.J. Cruz hit a 3-run homer to put the Knights ahead 3-2. The Cougars would need 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning to beat the Knights 4-3. And congratulations to Cougar Nation and Chris Leon. Woo!
The Cougars earned themselves a finals game appearance against St. Brendan. And it was no easy task just to get there. Just to get 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th and get to that game must have been a hectic performance.
And it was not easy for St. Brendan's to make it to the championship game. They needed 1 run in the bottom of the 7th to beat Gulliver 7-6 in that one. And yeah, I heard that was a crazy game.
Yeah, Gulliver was up 6-1 in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, but then the B-Boys put up 5 in the bottom of the 5th when K-Lion, the Pit Commit, and B-Rock, they went crazy hitting the ball all over Westchester. Woo! The boys in green beat Killian 6-1 the next day to capture the title. And I can't tell you how happy and proud I am for that team, the parents and the coaches, a great bunch of people over there at St. Brendan's, and they will play in a regional game. So congrats to the Sabres and woo to you guys.
Congratulations to the St. Brendan Sabres as they make it into their regional qualifier. In the class of 3A District 15, it was no surprise here. As the champs, the Miami Springs Hawks have been the class of this district since the first pitch was thrown in the 2025 season. So, woo!
It's woo!
I guess it's not for me. To the Hawks. And shout out to LaSalle and JC Bermudez on a hell of a season. I'm sure this will be unforgettable for all of those teams.
Yeah, Chappie. Woo! To Miami Springs. And in District 14, Class 3A, we said it last week. If you want to win this district, you have to beat Pace under the lights at Pace. And that's exactly what Livan Hernandez and the I Matter Knights did. Woo! And even though both of these teams will make it to the regionals, it's always nice to be crowned the champion, like me. Woo! So congratulations, Livan Hernandez. And how do you say woo in Spanish?
Aloha you, Miami.
Woo! Let's go to Class 2A, District 16, where the Keys Gate Charter Knights took on the Coral Shores Hurricanes in the championship game. And on Wednesday, the visiting Hurricanes came out as champions of District 16 with a winning score of 12-6. And woo! To the Hurricanes.
Yeah, congratulations to the Hurricanes and that amazing ball club ran by those coaches. And it's great to see that ball club to get ahead into the district title and notch their ticket into a regional qualifier.
And in Class 2A, District 15, it was the Titans of True North taking on Emil's Westminster Christian Warriors. And if the Titans win, that means that they would host the regional. And that's exactly what they did. Nieto had the Titans dialed in and beat the Warriors 5-1. So, woo! To the Titans. And congrats to everybody out there at True North.
Congrats to True North and Adrian Nieto. And congrats to William Foss on a hell of a performance on the mound to keep a Westminster team at bay.
And moving over to the craziest district playoff, I'm talking about the Class 2A District 14 with the semifinal game between Cohia and the Chaminade Madonna Lions. It took 6 hours and 17 innings to decide a winner in this one, and Chaminade came out ahead 2-1. Right after that game was over, the Florida Christian Patriots played the University Sharks, and Dan Ravetto's Sharks pulled out the victory 4-2 over Briggy and the Patriots. This would set up a final between Chaminade Madonna and University, and the Lions of Chaminade needed 1 run in the bottom of the 8th inning to become the 2025 Class 2A District 14 champions. So, woo! To the Lions.
Congratulations to Chaminade Madonna. Great performance and great year all around. They were kicking everybody's butt, huh?
They had a really good season. And in Class 1A, it was the Panthers of Miami Brito that walked away with the district title with a 3-1 win over Miami Christian. So, woo! To the Brito Panthers.
Yeah, the Brito Panthers came off a big-time upset beating Miami Christian in this one. Nobody ever saw this one coming. So, congratulations to Brito. In the rural District 8, the Marathon Dolphins, they beat Fort Meade Miners. And this game was not only one of importance, but this game leads the Marathon Dolphins into a district title and one that they haven't had in 46 years.
So when we come back, we'll go over the schedule for the regional tournaments. And woo! Congratulations to all the winners out there. Woo!
This guy's came out, man.
16-time world champion. We'll be right back, right after this.
I love this show.
Welcome back to Inside the Park, the weekly recap show here on FSPN for all of Miami-Dade and Broward high school baseball. I'm Uncle Muggs. Alongside me, as always, is Chappi Castillo. Well, Chappi, we have a lot of our local Dade County teams that are still in the state tournament.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this new format. It'll expose teams that are not as deep with that pitching depth.
I agree 100%. Now you need to have 2 nasty perros on the mound if you want to move on.
Muggs, let's go over the regional bracket.
In Class 7A, the number 1 seed, Stoneman Douglas, will host number 8, Cypress Bay. The number 2, Columbus Explorers, will host the Ferguson Falcons. Taravella will host Western, and the Breezy Boys of West Broward will host the Southwest Eagles. and that should be a good one right there.
Yeah, that 7A bracket is incredible. I'm really excited for all of those games.
In Class 6A, Region 4, St. Thomas was the number 1 seed, and they will host number 8 Ida Baker. West Boca will host the Spartans of South Ridge.
Number 4. Yeah!
And the number 2 seed, the Doral Academy Firebirds, will host the Flanagan Falcons, and Braddock will host number 6 Nova.
Yeah, I really like this district. Braddock has a really good potential chance with the pitching depth that they have, even though they lost a heartbreaker in the district semis.
In Class 5A, the number 1 seed are the Matter Academy Lions, and they will host Atlantic out of Delray Beach. The Jaguars of Pembroke Pines Charter will host South Fork. The Stallions of Archbishop McCarthy will host Heritage, and the Varela Vipers will travel to face Okeechobee. What do you think of that class?
Yeah, I want to see how Varela goes up to Okeechobee and having to leave their house and have to play in a hostile environment and see how that works out for them. I like their pitching rotation going into that quarterfinal, but it's not going to be easy.
In Class 4A, the number 1 seed, the American Heritage, will host number 8 Rockledge. The number 5 seed, Key West, will host the Satellite Beach Scorpions. Merritt Island will host Suncoast, and the Belém Jesuit Wolverines will travel to face Ugali.
Yeah, in this district, I'm really excited for Key West. That environment for them plays to that advantage. I'm hoping they come out on top on this one.
Moving over to Class 3A, the number 1 seed are the Miami Springs Hawks, and they will host I Matter on Monday. The number 4 seed, Monsignor Pace Spartans, will face the defending champions, the Chiefs of Cardinal Gibbons. And the Killian Cougars, who are the number 7 seed, they will travel to Fort Lauderdale to play Pinecrest. The San Brendan Sabres will be on the road at Cavalry Christian for their regional.
Yeah, this regional was probably the most controversial regional. But I'm excited for every team that's out there and that's playing. Good luck to everybody.
And in Class 2A, the number 1 seed is the Cardinal Newman, and they will host Coral Shores. The True North Titans were the number 2 seed, and they will host St. Paul John II. Chaminade Madonna will host Emile's Westminster Christian Warriors, and the University Sharks will host the St. Andrews Scots.
In the 2A regional, it's star-studded with a bunch of great teams. And I'm really excited to see who comes out on top in that regional.
And in the final Class 1A, the number 1 seed was the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack, and they will host Berrien. Miami Brito will host Masters Academy, and the number 2 seed Miami Christian Victors will host Atlantic Christian, and the Jupiter Christian will host Highland Christian.
Yeah, for Miami Christian, this is their opportunity to show why that strength of schedule is a benefit for these games right here.
We want to wish good luck to all of our local Dade County teams that are still in the tournament. We wish you the best.
Good luck to everybody, and good luck to my Ferguson Falcons trying to go up against Goliath like I called it.
Go Lions. When we come back, we will have the player spotlight. Thank you everyone for watching Inside the Park. Welcome back to Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for Miami-Dade and Broward High School Baseball. And now it's time for that ever-popular segment, the Player Spotlight, Chappi. And we have a good one for you today. You gave somebody the number?
No, Muggsy, why would I give anybody the number?
I don't know. No, don't get it. It could be one of those Medicare people.
You think it's spam?
No, get it. Mira, get it, you.
You think so?
No, cógelo tú.
Hello? Bro, it's some guy. Says his name is Kevin Roque.
Kevin Roque, the pitcher, the number 1 pitcher from no.
Yeah, he thinks it's Kevin.
Let me talk to him.
You sure? Here, go on.
Hello? Yeah, who's this?
Kevin Roque.
Kevin Roque, you're not Kevin Roque. Kevin Roque doesn't even have this number. All right, if you're Kevin Roque, how many wins do you have this year?
9.
9. Okay, he was right with that.
Nah, ask him another question.
Okay, how many strikeouts do you have?
56.
That's verified. That's verified.
And what's your uniform number?
19.
All right, yeah, Chappi, this is him. Okay, sorry about it. Come on. Kevin Roque. Kevin, welcome to Inside the Park, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you. So far, you've had a spectacular season on the mound.
Of course. Just doing my job.
Hey, brother, thank you for being on the show, my brother. Well, let's talk a little bit about your recruiting process. Talk to us about what led you to the decision to go to Nova, and did you get to an opportunity to get to speak to the head coach and the recruiting coordinator and just go over that process with us?
Well, last year I had a really good year. I started, getting looked at by Nova. They've been in touch. Now this year, I started doing better and better. I got the call. I got a little tour. I said hi to the head coach, the pitching coach. I really got to know them really well. Really love the team, love the facility. And, I just really committed with the process. I really loved it.
That sounds great, brother. What's your major of study?
Health and science.
That's awesome, brother. It was great. It's great to know that you're trying to follow up on your education. You're moving to a prestigious program like Nova and being with head coach Nini and the pitching coach over there, Brian Morgado.
Yes, sir.
Now, Kevin, we all know that baseball is a team sport, but, man, individually, you're putting up some huge numbers. And tell us what you attribute that to. What are you doing the same, and what are you doing different to come up with that success this year?
Well, really, this year I've been trying to be a little more aggressive. Really just try to throw more strikes, not get as many walks. Sometimes that happens. But really, the most important thing, I just try to have fun out there, If you're not having fun, you don't really do good.
So this is your first year at a new school. Tell us about your experience and what it's like to be a Miami Springs Golden Hawk.
Oh, my God. I love it here. Everyone treats you like family. You walk into school, everyone greets you, everyone says hi, how you doing? They make sure you go to the right place, and the classes are just amazing.
How do you like the administration and your coaching staff so far over there?
Probably my 2 coaches, Franshaw and Dominguez. They really helped me out. Corey in my class, my magnet class, really helps me out. If I ever need help in class, he helps me. I ask him. Just really doing my work, getting good grades.
Yeah, it's very important, especially in this day and era of NIL and everybody wants to make money, but your education is super important.
Now, Kevin, you're a senior. What advice can you give some of these younger guys, these sophomore pitchers and juniors that are just coming up the ranks? Any advice you can give to them to make their life a little bit easier?
Really just try to relax. Don't try to rush things, anything. Try to have fun out there. The year goes by quick, so try to enjoy every single moment.
And what's been your biggest takeaway from your high school experience? What could you remember the most of the last 4 years?
Yeah, give us what's your top moment this year.
Probably the FIU games. Really love them. Being under the lights. Can never hate night games. Probably my no-hitter this year. Really great achievement.
Yeah, you've had some miraculous achievements. Just to name a couple, it's been great to see you perform throughout the whole year.
Thank you so much.
So what can we expect, Kevin? I know you're probably going to get a start in the regional quarterfinal in game number 2 against iMatter. If we go to that game, what can we expect from you?
Aggressiveness. I'm going to go out there giving my all.
Kevin, if there was one other player that you feel is somebody that's been helping you, or a catalyst that's gonna help you move forward past iMatter, who would you say it would be?
Kelvin, my catcher.
Can you explain? Can you explain a little bit?
Of course. I love that guy to heart. He really helps me. Selling a lot of stuff, helping with pitches, really trying to dial some stuff, fix some stuff, and he's also like a pitching coach to me. Out here helping me with my hips, my legs, making sure I use everything correctly. That guy's amazing. I love that guy.
Yeah, it's like having another Johnny Bench, Pudge Rodriguez back there, just dictating and being able to just on the fly help your pitchers out during the game without needing the coach to go out there and tell you. It's great.
Kevin, we've been talking about baseball all this time, but now it's time to break it up a little bit and have some fun. We have a segment on the show that we call the Change-Up, and it's where we ask you 3 questions that have absolutely nothing to do with baseball in a way for our viewers and for your fans to get to know you, Kevin Roque, a little bit better. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, question number 1. What is your favorite Major League Baseball team, and who's your favorite player?
Probably go with the Dodgers. And Ohtani, when he used to pitch, I just loved how aggressive he was. You know, he was basically, when he get on the mound, everyone was scared of him.
All right, question number 2. Is Kevin Roque a cat person or a dog person?
I'm a dog person.
You know, most baseball players are dog people. And what do you have? What kind of dog do you have, or dogs?
I have a mix between a Shih Tzu and a Poodle.
Okay.
So,
¿Y cómo se llama?
Mia.
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 All right, got to bring her out to one of the games.
I got you.
All right, Kevin, this last one everybody has to think about a little bit. What's your favorite restaurant, and what do you order when you go there?
Texas Roadhouse, for sure.
Everybody likes that. The bread, right? It's the bread?
Every time.
It's the bread. I'm going to be honest.
No fire.
Every time.
And then what do you get after the bread? You get the bistec or pollo?
It doesn't matter what you get.
You got to go with the steak. You got to go with the steak. The medium rare, medium well, you know, depends on it, the day. And probably a nice steak.
I just like the place in general. It's so good.
There you have it, folks. If you didn't know him before, you know him now. He's Kevin Roque, the star right-handed pitcher for the Miami Springs Golden Hawks. And he likes his bistec while he's watching the Dodgers with Mia right next to him in the sofa.
Aye.
All right, buddy. Hey, it's your turn now. This is your YouTube. It's time to give a shout-out. Who are we giving a shout-out to?
I mean, my mom, dad, sister, my whole family. Really love them. Of course, God. Can't forget him. And probably my girlfriend, Lulu. I mean, love those people.
All right, there you have it, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. I'm appreciative.
That's our show for today, everybody. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. And on behalf of my co-host, Chappi Castillo, this is Uncle Muggs saying, woo! And we'll see you next time inside the park.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.